This is Elder Blacklight coming to you today from the 313, known as Motown, Detroit. Detroit is 85% black. It's a very important city. It's the city where, number one, Master Farad raised up the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Now, the brothers and sisters now in the Nation of Islam and other organizations, you're still lacking in preparation, you're lacking in organization. I'm going to explain my comments after this alarming news.
Crews begin demolishing a Detroit home, removing bricks, windows, and portions of the exterior.
But now a family is blaming the city for starting to dismantle the house they own. Fox 2's Taryn Asher here now with more on how this happened. Taryn.
Well, the Museans bought the house back in 2016, not knowing it was already on Detroit's demolition list. The city says although the family bought the house from a private owner, it was the couple's responsibility to check the status of the house before they bought it.
To secure just a future because we have a large family and some space.
Stacy Musine and her husband had big plans for this Detroit house on West Arizona. They bought it from Fannie Mae back in 2016 for $1,500, hoping to fix it up and move their growing family in one day.
We're in it for the long haul. We'll just kind of renovate as we build up the money.
But they never got to that point. Neighbors frantically called last week to let the Musines know a contractor began demolishing their house, removing fencing, windows, and basically all of the bricks from this side of the home.
They didn't send us any information. They didn't post any things on our doors at our current residence. They didn't send us any mail.
The couple rushed there telling crews to stop, showing them the documents proving they own the house. The contractors notified the city as they worked to get to the bottom of this.
It's really frustrating, kind of sad, and really heartbreaking.
Turns out back in 2014 there was a fire. The city received complaints about the property. According to the city, in 2015, it was deemed a dangerous building and placed on the demolition list. But no one, not Fannie Mae or the city, informed the Musines that when they bought it in 2016. This is before you even bought it. It was put on this list.
We didn't have anything. The Fannie Mae didn't say anything. The city didn't say anything. We paid taxes on it. They didn't say, hey, you just paid taxes on a building that we plan to, and nothing. They accepted the money, nothing. We've never heard anything until our neighbors called.
Jessica Parker, who is the executive manager of Detroit's Building and Safety Maintenance, says it's the potential homeowner's responsibility to check with the city about the status of the property and whether it's on a demo list.
When you do purchase a commercial or residential property, we do have a process to pull it off of the deferral, the demo list, so that we can walk you through that process and make sure we don't demolish your building or your home without us being notified.
So now the Musines, who couldn't afford to fix it up in the first place, are being told if they want to keep their house, they have to pay the city to get it off the demo list and then pay to secure it.
I'd like for the city to repair it. I'd like for them to repair it, bring it back up to at least the standards that it was, some sort of compensation for the damage that they caused. And it was because of lack of checks and balances in their departments.
So bottom line here, if you are going to buy a property in Detroit from the city or a private owner, it is on you to check the status and to find out if it is on the demo list.
So what can this family do now?
Well, they can basically pay $500 to get a deferral to get them off the demo list. But to do that, I'm told that they had to provide plans to renovate the house, and something they can't afford to do right now. They said it would even take a lot to pay that $500 to get it off the demo list.
That house has a lot of potential.
Yeah,
You
it
can
does
see
have a
that.
lot of potential.
Absolutely.
And they had paid the taxes on it, so that was flush.
And it had nice brick on it.
It looked like it had nice brick. Where is that brick?
Well, yeah, apparently that was another issue. The contractor that was hired, the people that they took apart the brick and then they took it away. So now they don't even have all that brick that was removed, something they were counting on. So, you know, what's going to be costly? Obviously, they got the house at a good deal, costly to repair and renovate, but still now they're even back behind more than they were.
That makes no sense. If you pay taxes on a house It should be off the list, and you should have
The
it.
question is, would this happen in any other city?
I wonder.
That's the one thing.
All right. Maybe we'll hear more on this. All right. Thanks, Taryn.
See, we got to look out for each other, especially when you're in an organization that was founded by Master Farad Muhammad. You know, we don't have no legal people in the nation of Islam. We need a team of legal people. Because she could sue the city. How was she to know that how was the family to know that they were supposed to research that? You know, it's not a law, you know, nothing like that. It's a procedure. But if you don't let people know the procedure, what is she going to do? Now, the Nation of Islam need to rally around this sister. But she might just be on her own. But let me say this. I went to a special school. And it was meant, this school I went to was just for young blacks, entrepreneurs. And they was giving us all facets of business. Now what you got that a lot of people don't deal with, you got city planning. You got an Office of City Planning. You got the Chamber of Commerce, Detroit Chamber of Commerce. You got the money exchange. You got to deal with these people when you want to become international. You deal with the money exchange and the Detroit Chamber of Commerce. When you're just dealing in locally, you gonna deal with the city planning, especially when buying property. See, these are kind of classes when you're fighting the beast, and you want to be separated from the beast. You're always talking about separation. Well, you got to start separating mentally before physically. And who did the sister go to? She went to Channel 7, a white establishment. We don't have no broadcasting station, local broadcasting station, big enough no more. You know, local newspapers. Now, that story should be in both Muhammad Speaks and The Final Call. I mean, we got another black newspaper here, Michigan Citizen, and I don't know if we still got the Michigan Chronicle or Detroit Chronicle. But, you know, you got to recognize the fact that everybody is stealing, grabbing for the money, man. And Detroit, y'all don't know, black people. Detroit is right now, Michigan is the most valuable real estate in the Western Hemisphere because of the water, because of the location. I'm gonna talk more about this later on down the line, but I'm just letting you know that we gotta get together, man. We gotta be community minded. You know, we gotta know how to help each other in situations. You know, we gotta have our own lawyers, our own doctors. Come on, man, y'all so busy tripping that y'all can't think black light.